All right, what's up, guys? In the now immortal words of Z in the chat, this is the end of the road for LAFC in 2021. They have lost to the Colorado Rapids, who will take top spot in the West. We are 110 Football, joined by the defenders of the bank. This is the 110 Football Instant Reaction post-game show to end the season.
I just want to jump in really quick.
Go ahead.
We are just witnessing for the first time LAFC not making the playoffs in MLS history. I'm going to be honest, I actually genuinely didn't think the day could come a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. But it's happened. We're here right now. This is the harsh reality we live in right now.
Yeah.
On the bright side, Galaxy aren't in.
Hell yeah! We got a consolation prize.
Wait, can we all do it together?
Yeah.
What are we saying? 1, 2, 3.
Tyler Miller. Shot. Tyler Miller.
Oh, amazing
Well
saves
done,
at the
lads.
end of the game against the Galaxy.
Well
we hate
done.
the Galaxy,
Oh.
but I don't want to talk about the Galaxy too
Yeah,
much.
No.
It's a good consolation.
Yeah.
It
Shot
makes
in
you feel
Freda.
a little bit better that the Galaxy aren't in, but still, we're not in.
We're not in. Ultimately, we're not in. We're here to kind of take you through what we saw in this match. Not too much to break down.
No. You hit the
Zero.
nail on the head.
Yeah.
Crosses, defending. We didn't do it.
Yeah.
You were 100%
If
correct.
you guys watched our pregame show on the LAFC app,
Yeah.
we highlighted clips of Colorado. Vince scouted them, and we showed clips of what Colorado was best at. And he highlighted crosses and corners. And that's how Colorado started scoring on it.
Yeah.
And it's unbelievable that we couldn't counteract that somehow, some way.
All right, you guys are joining us. We can see the chat here. We can see people are asking. People are already bob in, bob out, which
Give
is
us your
classic.
thoughts.
I like
People
they're
are talking
asking who
about
we're
DPs.
keeping.
People are asking who we're keeping. I think that, that is a topic we will talk about.
Let's do it.
Who
We
are
will
we
talk
keeping?
about
We will
that.
definitely talk about that. But let's kind of go through what we normally do, and let's do it as quick as we can.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot to wrap up aside from the game. Because again, I don't think there's much you can take away from this specific match.
And we didn't even get the help we needed, by the way.
No.
Didn't even get the help.
It wouldn't have mattered anyways.
Wouldn't have mattered.
It really wouldn't have mattered anyways. Okay, so let's do this. We normally we've kind of given you guys our initial thoughts.
Yeah.
We celebrated Tyler Miller. Let's go through headlines. Let's go through our stock up, stock down. Philly, I want to start with you. What would be your headline to this match, and why?
A fitting ending at the end of the day. It's our worst loss of the season coming into this match was 4-0 to Sporting Kansas City. So it doesn't blow my mind that we conceded more goals today to end our season than we have all season long. I'm disappointed, and as a bleeder of black and gold, I am disappointed, but the consolation prize really is the Galaxy being knocked out, and that's kind of unfortunate if you really want to break it down. The fact that we had to rely on Real Salt Lake to do what they had to do, a last-minute winner, for us to actually have somewhat of a smile on our face, it's very disappointing, considering where we were supposed to be when the season began, to catching the injury bug, to everything that occurred. We witnessed history today. We witnessed ourselves become history this season, and we witnessed Colorado finish with one of the best seasons in franchise history.
It is their best season in franchise.
The best.
Yeah, well, no, you could argue that 2010, them winning an MLS Cup.
Okay, best points total.
Regular
Best
season,
regular
fair
season.
enough.
Statistically, they broke
Statistically,
the
yes.
points record.
First time they ever
First and
finished
last.
West. But we became history and we witnessed history.
Okay, so ultimately, what is your headline?
A fitting ending to a messed up season.
Fitting ending to a messed up season. I like it. Okay, JR, take it away. What do you got?
LAFC left playing 5-2 pickup. See what I did with the deck of cards reference there?
Okay.
There's a lot of things.
After you had that deck of cards from the plane, I love
That's
it.
right. Got a deck of cards.
I love it.
Here's the thing. There's a lot that LAFC has to address in the offseason. And I think we were caught right now. At the end of the season, best players hurt. Some players that are our best players not performing in the moments we need them to.
Okay, I just want to jump in really quick and say, we played with virtually the same team we played against Vancouver. And I'm not saying Colorado might be a little bit better than Vancouver.
A lot bit better.
They are a lot better.
We played very good on the weekend with virtually the same team. So for us to put on the performance we did today, it's kind of shocking. But I'll let you continue.
No, I appreciate it.
The run into end the season, the season within the season, right? None of us would have thought that they would have been undefeated coming into this game. We thought there was going to be a loss somewhere.
Sure.
I just want to, so someone said Bob and the president, get the fuck out. Name the president.
We actually have co-presidents right now, which is interesting.
We do.
Also,
Wait, hashtag blame the scarf.
I can't do it right now.
Blame
I
the
can't
scarf.
do that right now. We'll get back to
Saw
it.
that.
Okay, so we got scarves.
Thanks, Brandon.
Connor, what is your headline?
My headline is, what's next? I mean,
What's next? I like it. Off-season starts now, right?
Starts right now.
This is the worst season in franchise history, and it was a fitting ending to the worst season in franchise history, but we've been talking about it for the last handful of months. This isn't good enough. What do we do next? But at least now, we have
Every reason to make big changes, right?
But now it's concluded.
Yeah.
We know what we have in store. We know we have a postseason to do some big
Let me ask you guys this. Imagine this team does get into playoffs. Maybe goes to MLS Cup, or maybe goes to conference finals.
Yeah.
Are people maybe thinking that we could stand pat, or we probably still need changes, yeah?
Oh, changes for sure.
Yeah.
My whole thing is you have 3 goalkeepers, you don't have 1, right? We don't have a starting caliber MLS keeper on this club right now.
Right.
We thought it was Pablo. We thought it was Tomas. I don't know about Jamal. We need to go address that right now. Eddie Segura injured. Edward Atuesta injured. Carlos Vela injured. Diego Rossi playing with 1 foot in Europe. A lot of things that we can address, but let's start with keeper.
I just want to leave a really quick optimistic note on my point. Everyone's saying, this should change, that should change. Worst season in franchise history, which are all very valid points. But I will say I'm confident in the ability of our front office and our coach and our players
100%.
to come back next season. Because
think of this.
Because
this is not a start from zero. Remember 4 years ago was zero. Absolute zero. I remember showing up to UCLA of all places, where guys were literally meeting each other for the first time.
Yeah.
So as much as it's tough to swallow this, and this is a historic moment in club history, the first time not in the playoffs, the fact that the rebuild starts with, I think Carlos is back. The fact that it maybe starts with a Carlos, a Chicho, and then someone else from there, is a lot better than where we were.
But I just want to say to everyone watching this that changes will be made. And if you think that there won't be, you're deluded.
Oh, I don't know anyone who thinks there won't be.
Changes have to be made. We haven't maintained a consistent lineup all season.
We know these changes, and you better believe this offseason will be an offseason to watch for LAFC, because next season will be a very exciting season. But it's been frustrating.
To Philly's point, I will drop this on you. LAFC was only able to play the same 11 62% of the time,
right?
Which was the second lowest in MLS. So yes, we have not been able to hold a consistent 11.
No consistency, exactly. So obviously changes are going to be made, and we're going to have that topic of conversation. But
yeah. So let's keep going, because people really want us to talk about who's going to be in, who's going to be out. So let's go to our stock falling first. We'll try to keep it. We'll go all the way down and try to go on up.
I'm going to stay on my train. LAFC goalkeeping.
Okay.
That is my stock falling.
Fair.
Again, if you have 3, you don't have 1.
But could Jamal Blackman have saved us in this game, really?
No. But I think that your team's confidence in your back line and in your keeping has so much to do with how you play moving forward as well. And if you know as a midfielder or as those wing backs that you're going to have to haul to get back on counter after counter, it affects how aggressive you are moving forward as well.
Okay.
I'll go down to my stock falling. I think just 2 players that stuck out like a sore thumb today would be Kim Moon-Wan and Jesus David Murillo. I think they both had very, very poor games. But I would say the defensive line as a whole, this game showed me genuinely how bad a backline of Kim Moon-Wan, Jesus David Murillo, Sebastian Ibeagha, Mamadou Fall, and Raheem Edwards.
Raz.
No, thank
Look,
you.
you can say what you want. It's been a scrappy season. Most of these guys are playing because our real back line isn't fit.
Sure.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
But
that is
MVP
not
of this
good
team
in many
enough.
ways.
That's
5
oh my God,
goals.
I've said that on our podcast over and over again.
5
Absolutely.
goals. 5 goals. That is an embarrassment to the fan base.
Well, okay, 5 goals, yes, but you would have wanted them to go for broke, right? They had to.
I would have wanted them to go
Which
for
they did.
broke, but most of the goals that we conceded were sloppy on our part.
Yeah, you had numbers forward, and what can you do?
No, but like
you left your favorite player 1v1 or 2v1, Jesus David Murillo, and you said sort it out, and that's what happened.
But that's what happened only after you're down 1-0.
That was in the second half. They went for broke.
1-0, 2-0, and then it just kept coming. So you can say what you want about going for broke, but regardless if you're going for broke 5 goals on the last day of the season, that is not good enough.
Okay, well, people would have said if they would have lost 2-0 and didn't go for broke, they didn't do enough. So
sure.
I'll just leave that there. Philly, what was your stock falling?
My stock falling in terms of, let's put it this way. I've gone on the record all season long saying I have not been the biggest fan of Raheem Edwards. Sure, he might do a good thing here and there, or 2 good things here and there, but it's followed by 2 or 3 bad things. And even if it's like 1 for 1, tick for tack, mathematically a positive and a negative is still a negative. So to me, he got a lot more minutes than he probably would have deserved had we had a healthy team.
Okay.
And Marco Farfan, you look at the Portland game when we were in Providence Park. They isolated him. They knew what to do. Giovanni Savarese told his players, attack that side. We're going to burn Marco Farfan. He becomes a liability for us defensively. So if I'm going to talk about 2 players being gone for this season that I would feel comfortable saying hasta la pasta, hasta la bye-bye, it would be Farfan, it would be Raheem Edwards.
Marco Farfan's 22 years old, and I think he can learn from this. He has become a much better player than when he came here. In the chat, a lot of people getting into Sifu.
Eric Lopez, I'll say I agree with you. This game,
Not his best.
not his best game, and you can say he's out of position, but come on. That wasn't good enough. His positionally, it wasn't too good. Just the simple things, making clean passes to the feet of your teammates.
Yeah.
That's non-Sifu like play out there today.
Yeah.
And so I'm frustrated all around. This was not a good game for LAFC.
Okay, so if we can, we'll try our best, chat. We're going to try to do some stock rising. This should be fun. JR, you're normally, I like how optimistic you are, so I'm going to go to you first and let the 2 outside guys figure it out, because I know that they're probably having a grasp for these. So what do you got?
Latif Blessing.
Really, why?
I'll tell you why.
Okay, you're going to fight it without Connor in a
I know
second here.
Connor
Go
doesn't
for
like it.
Okay, go.
But here's
why,
why.
and then fight with Connor. Let's go.
Last 4 or 5 matches before this one, I thought Latif had come back to playing that mistake.
Seattle, he was very good.
Yeah, he was. Where he cleans up a lot of our mistakes, right? In a game where Palacios was out of position, where Sifu was out of position, Latif had to take on a lot today, so I feel like he didn't have his best game because of the way we played our midfield. But I think that Latif, the way he closed the season for us, these last 5 or 6 games, and then what I love about Latif, and by the way, Mamadou Fall, they left it all out there on the pitch. They were in tears. You could see that Connor's about to have a conniption fit right now.
Finish your point and let Connor jump in.
But I do think Latif went back to being that Latif Blessing that was so meaningful for us in the last couple of seasons. And Connor.
I'll disagree. I'll agree. Whoa. Hey. I'll agree with you in saying I think Latif Blessing has played better in this stretch of games than he has earlier in the season.
Sure.
To your point of Mamadou and Latif leaving it all on the field, they were 2 big reasons why I see us losing 5-2 today. And so to see them crying on the field when they're kind of some of the direct results for us losing.
There's no crying in football.
But how many players have you already talked about being the reason that we lost 5-2? This was a team effort. Okay. This was a 5-2 team effort loss tonight.
A team effort as in the whole team played like shit?
Well, didn't play well.
But
didn't play well. I'm a teacher. I'm not allowed to talk like
please?
No, but like Latif all season hasn't played good. Yes, he's played better than he did before, but he's nowhere near the caliber that he should be for LAFC. And I know you fans love him. You fans love him. He's LAFC through and through, but he's been not good enough this season. And if we're talking about roster moves, get him out.
Okay. Wow.
All right,
you see the chat?
I gotta bring this up.
No,
the chat's going in on everybody, which they probably should.
They loved Raito tonight, though.
Raito had some moments where he just said, F it, hero ball, let's go.
I wish you would have done that all year, though.
No, you don't want to do that all year.
Say F it, go all out?
Okay, Z.
But all out for himself. He played for himself.
I mean, Z, first of all, Latif did not play winger in the first half. That's not true. Second of all, I want to make sure that you fans know that in a league like MLS, we have salary cap. We're at a certain level. We can't get players like Salah and Ruben Diaz and Griezmann, nor can we get a coach like Mourinho. So I just wanted to settle that for you all, that we're not Manchester United. We can't do those kinds of things.
I'm going to pick out a really important comment in the chat. Jaden Miller, I have not had dinner. If you could please send some food to Dick's Sporting Goods.
We haven't been properly fed.
I'd love to. I mean, these guys are probably going to talk for like another hour, and I have not much to do here, so if you could. But Philly, your stock rising if you can. Look, he needs to cool off. He's got nothing right now.
So there was a comment in the chat about, the things that are stock falling.
You said you like Raito.
Look, I was fine with the way he played. He showed some emotion, showed some aggression, but I don't want to tip my hat to Raito. Not until he comes out with Brian's song, which somebody else acknowledged on the chat.
They wanted it as the grand swan song, which Brian's song in a lot of ways should be if you think about what Brian's song means to the grander culture. Yeah. But sorry, Philly, I cut you off.
No, it's quite all right. I mean, I have my own emotions as far as today is concerned. Somebody mentioned that one thing that there's a stock falling is the brand, and I completely disagree with that because the most consistent player that we've had on our team all season, and I'm not pandering to the supporters, is the 32-52. There were 100+ people out here cheering their balls off, and well, respective parts, if you will. And they were still going
on.
And they were still going their way and doing what the game ended, and they were cheering louder. So, could you say they were disrespected today? Sure, we conceded the most goals we have all season long. But is our brand off? No, our team is off.
I
You
actually
see the LA hat everywhere you go.
To the person that said the brand is falling, I'd like you to clarify if you could, because I'm actually very curious what you mean by the brand. Is it the colors? Is it the logo? I'm very curious about that.
New kid next season.
Can I just wrestle this back for a hot second before I go to your stock rising?
Yeah.
My stock rising will be the same as Philly. It will be the 3252. Guys, I can tell you I've worked either for this club or around this club for 4 years. I have never had the chance to be in the 3252 at any point. I actually got a chance to run down there and hang out with Alex Dwyer, Dweezy, and Sujin, and Fernie, and it was an incredible moment. I got to be down there when Chicho scored the goal. Beer showers were great. I've never gotten to experience that. I'm getting a little emotional just thinking about it, getting to actually sing some chants. Because what you guys need to understand is I do take my job as a journalist and my credibility very seriously, so we don't get to cheer. I don't get to have moments. I have to really hold it in. I still remember the very first Galaxy game, shouting out when Carlos scored that curler and feeling like I was getting daggers. So for me, that was a special moment. It's bittersweet that it's in kind of the darkest moment of all time, but I would very much like at some point next year to get to fully experience that North End, because that little taste, I can understand why people come to Bank of California Stadium at 7 a.m. in the morning, like you two gentlemen do, and lay it on all on the line, and then leave at 2 a.m. after doing drum circles behind the North End. So, that's something pretty incredible.
And Vince, what I can tell you
I'm
is
asking about the brand, because again, I don't
Sure.
quite understand. They cheered louder.
They cheered louder than all of
By the
Colorado.
way, just to give people a perspective of where we are, I think you could see it. We are right at midfield.
yeah.
LAFC supporters are in the corner. There was about 100, maybe 100
Colorado
plus.
supporters over
all
there.
the Colorado supporters everywhere else. I did not hear them at all.
No, not at all. They were screaming at the top of their lungs, as they always do. So there's no reason to think the brand is falling. We had the privilege of sitting within the North End. In particular, a couple of weeks ago where we were roasting for the noon game. It was one of the best sporting experiences we've had. The brotherhood, the shoulder to shoulder, that stuff is real. And I got to tell you, beer shower on a hot day cools you off. Feels kind of nice, too.
And Vince, what we know from the 3252, they're the most welcoming group of people. You're going to be in there a lot more than you'd like, I think, next season, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
I might not be able to do my job as well as I want to.
You're not going to be able to take notes.
I'm
going
to be inebriated from the membranes.
I think
Shout out to Jaden Miller, by the way.
Jaden Miller. Well, I just want to say,
Jaden, I know that the food probably won't get here, but your comment about us doing great, that feeds us. That's great. I appreciate that.
It's
Jaden.
clear and obvious that the 3252, and I'll say
that your stock rising also?
LAFC fans as a whole, not just the 3252.
People in our chat. I love that you guys are showing
in the
up to
chat.
this.
Yeah.
You guys are the stock rising. We as fans are the stock rising, because you know what? We've had a shitty season. But you know what? We're going to be back.
Just tell you.
We're on the 110 Football YouTube channel.
So wait,
No, but listen.
Oh, God, not to Philly, please.
Yeah, you guys can curse
We've
now.
had the worst. We've had the worst season
Thank you, Philly.
in franchise history. You better believe every single one of you guys, every single one of us, and every single person out there in the 3252 will be back next year and even louder than they were this year. So for me, that brand is not just as strong as it is now, but it's actually the trajectory is going up.
Can we get to the part that everybody wants to do?
Yeah, transfers.
Real quick shout out to Dark Frames. Thank you for saying that we are the stock rising.
Thank you, Dark Frames.
I'm gonna go off of cloudy summer days, revenge season next year.
Yes, sir.
So how are we gonna do it? We're gonna have to do it by making some changes. I think the easiest way to do this is I'm gonna throw out a positional group. You tell me who's not gonna be here.
Yeah. Oh, not.
Okay.
No, and just go down the line. Just go ahead.
Okay.
Does it have to be like a
Let's
consensus?
not talk too much because we'll be here for forever and we got a plane to catch. Okay. Goalkeepers.
All three of them.
Yeah.
It
I don't
could
think
be.
any of them are coming back.
Okay.
Nor do I think they should.
Okay. JR?
I think we keep Jamal as an option. I think you brought up a really good thing earlier when we were chatting. Maybe we trade one of these to Charlotte for some protection in the
There
expansion
is going to
draft.
be an expansion draft, so we got to think
I
about
say-
that.
Hopefully they want one.
I say just keep Romero. He is in starter quality, and I know, but he's played well for who he is and where he came from. I think he's a great option off the bench, and hopefully next season, get Jamal, get Pablo's done his time, get him out. Jamal, not good enough.
Okay.
Clean start.
All right. Oh, and Freddie's going to upgrade his tickets. I love it. Okay. Defense, and this includes wingbacks.
Yeah.
So the entire back line. So Kim Moon-Wan is thrown into this. Raheem Edwards thrown into this. Not coming back for you guys next year.
Raheem Edwards.
Yeah. Anyone else?
Marco Farfan.
Marco, you've already said Marco Farfan.
Yeah.
For me, I wouldn't be surprised if Jesus David-Murillo's out, because I still think Tristan Blackman skills fit this a little bit better, and I would love to see a Tristan Blackman Eddie Segura back line, but
I could see a scenario where the Tristan Blackman experiment comes to an end, and we get some good money for him domestically, because for whatever reason, we can't seem to find a solid home in terms of position for Tristan Blackman. Yes, it's good that he's versatile, but is he a right back? Is he a center back? If we want a consistent lineup, if he doesn't slot into that next year, he's too good to be on the bench. So I could see him.
I think a lot of it has to do with, are we going to play a 4-3-3, or are we going to keep this hybrid that we've been running up? Because you need 3 center backs in this hybrid. Mm-hmm. So I think you keep Murray at that point and make him the third.
What was interesting was, for the longest time, the hybrid was actually 2 center backs and a fullback.
And a fullback, so, right. Look, I don't think Ibeaga comes back. I don't know what his contract situation is.
I'd like him as a depth piece. He's not making much money.
He's not making much money.
I hear you, but I don't know what he didn't contribute a whole ton. But I think you're starting 3 if we're going to run 3. I would love to see a Murray, Eddie Segura, Tristan Blackman combination back there.
So Mamadou Fall is on the bench.
Mamadou Fall, at least for now, is on the bench. But I love that kid.
And then you bring up the conversation. Is Mamadou too good to be on the bench, but not bad enough to not be starting?
He's just 18.
He's 18 years old. And look, he played better than a lot of our center backs all season.
Still has a lot to learn.
A lot to learn.
His prowess on set pieces is very good. I still think he has a lot to learn.
And it's something that makes teams take note of what we're doing in the box on set pieces.
Okay.
We don't have that besides.
I mean, what do you guys think? I want to hear from you guys.
You guys are getting in the chat. People are saying Murray out, Edwards out.
I agree with Pancho.
You know what? I agree with.
Okay, well, yeah,
I agree with Murillo.
Let's go now.
I agree with Murillo.
Midfield.
I agree with Murillo out.
Midfield is an interesting spot. I'm gonna say this just to shield you guys from anything, and anything you guys now say will probably make you guys the good guys and me the bad guy.
Oh, okay.
The Latif blessing experiment is over for me.
And can I just throw something else out there? I know a lot of you guys didn't like him earlier on in the season, maybe a little bit of a scapegoat, maybe didn't have too many great games with us earlier on in the season. But one of the best central midfield performances I've seen this season, Mark Anthony Kaye out there.
He's already out.
He's already out.
What I'm saying is, you guys were shouting for him to be out, and he's on a first-place team in the West, and we're not in the playoffs anymore. And there's a big physical presence hole, and there's a big technical hole in our midfield. And I think that's big because Mark Anthony Kaye.
If I can mention one other player, too, and then we'll go back to the midfield.
You're going to go back?
Sorry, real quick, because we're talking about defenders. Sure. We didn't re-sign Stephen Beitashour. Stephen Beitashour was on Vancouver when they had their most points ever. Stephen Beitashour was on Toronto when they won the treble. Stephen Beitashour was on LAFC when we had our most points ever. Stephen Beitashour is on Colorado when they have their most points ever. I'm not saying he's the reason. I'm just saying there's a thing.
Okay.
Just saying.
Back to midfielders out. I think Pancho has to be out.
Let's do this, Pancho.
I mean, what do you think, Philly?
Pancho has an injury. He does make quite a lot of money.
Well, yeah, about $500,000. I mean, it's crazy to me that his first season he played more than most of the other LAFC players. And then to come on the next season pretty much being nowhere. There's a hashtag free Pancho thing going on. But when Pancho comes in, he disappears most of the time.
He's athletic. He's suspect athletically.
Suspect athletically. So to me, he's a liability. I'd say we drop him and open up the books for somebody better.
I would even say a shout
for
for I'd say Sifu, not because
I think Sifu can get you some money, not because I want to see him go.
I think that he could go for a hefty chunk of cash. He's making a decent amount of money on the team. So I think out of all positions, we have to rework. The central midfield is going to be something because Atuesta may go, Sifu may go, Pancho may go, Latif may go.
We don't want him to go.
Right.
But quickly, is Atuesta on this team next season?
You talk about changes. We've been missing Edward Atuesta. That would be a huge change for the lineup to get him back in here. That's
everything that we're saying here. Injuries are a big caveat.
Right.
I think we all have to admit that. Now, that's not an excuse, but it's definitely a big explanation. We talked about not having a consistent starting 11.
Sure.
At any point in the season, you have to take injuries into account. So that's a big deal. I don't know what to make of that. I don't want to speculate on what exactly that was. Sometimes sometimes you have years where no one gets injured, and sometimes you have years like this. Hopefully, we never have a year like this again. But Edward Atuesta, for the three of you,
for me,
is he on the team?
I hope so, 100%.
No. Well, I'm just asking. No, but I'm asking, do you think he is back?
Absolutely. I hope so, 100%. I think, and how dare you, by the way, with Latif out?
Hashtag Latif out. Hashtag Latif out.
No, please don't start that hashtag. That's not nice. I don't relish. I don't relish doing this to any of these players, but I just feel like you guys in the chat really want to have this conversation, and we're gonna have a real conversation. So wait, Atuesta, in or out next season?
I think he's gonna go because we're gonna be able to get money for him.
Philly?
I don't want him to go, but
I don't think we lose him. He just had a kid here. He's been hurt, so his value might have fallen more to the point where like we don't think we could get the maximum amount of money for him. So he comes back, he stays healthy, he's still young. We watched Chicho Arango, who never had any time on the national team, get selected, right? A Colombian, a fellow Colombian, and Edward Atuesta. He sticks around one more season, he stays healthy. He had 8 assists on the season. Like, he didn't have an awful year, he just was hurt a lot.
And we watched a game where almost no one could pass today.
Exactly. So I think he sticks around, he does one more good year for us, he rises in his stock and his value, and then we sell him at a profit.
Okay, so let's change
okay, wait,
up
I
for
just
the
really last question, last thing. I do want to agree with Eric real quick. I think all the hashtags have been pretty stupid with this person out, this person out. What I encourage everyone to do while watching is if you get angry at a player, angry at Bob, don't just do a hashtag, but explain why you think they should be out.
Sure.
What are they doing wrong? And show me that they're doing it consistently. Because if it's a
Connor
consistent problem and they're real problems, then what'd you say, Connor?
Nothing. We're good.
but if you are going to do that and explain it, please don't at me. Okay, let's change it up real quick because I think forwards is one thing, but really we want to talk about this. DPs.
Yeah.
There's 2 DPs on this team. Who's back, who's not? Everyone wants to talk about it. The Vela question's there. So you got Vela and Brian Rodriguez. Are both back?
No.
Or do we have 3 open DP spots? Let's go.
I think
Let's go. What do you got?
2 open DP spots because the jury is still out on Carlos. Carlos just wants to meet things financially. Like, he's not going to stick around if he's going to be a TAM signing. He goes from the highest paid player in the league to a TAM sign. He's not going to stick around.
He's not going to be a TAM player.
Of course he's not.
Well,
but what I'm saying is
what we're
that's
asking.
my point, is why he would stay.
Okay.
And so he's going to stick around, and he's going to ride off into the sunset with LAFC paying him his money until he retires.
Okay.
But he's the only one. Rossi is on loan. Fenerbahce's going to buy him out.
Yeah, he's not coming
Brian
back.
Rodriguez is gone.
Gone.
Despite the fact that he had a pretty good end-of-season run, I don't think Brian Rodriguez should stay. Not for $1 million.
Do you think we
bucks,
make
no.
a profit on him?
No,
No,
absolutely not.
I think it's just it's a write-off.
Okay.
I
You guys, what DPs are coming back?
I hope Brian doesn't come back. I know you guys
Why?
think a lot of people think he's been playing better, but which is I'd say true. But he's been on this team for far too long and still underperforming. He's supposed to be a DP, and if he's showing up 2 games a season, that's not good enough.
Okay.
So sell him. You know, his stock is still going to be high. He starts for Uruguay a lot. Number 4 on the under 22 list. So you're going to get enough money for him. You're not going to make a profit because LAFC did spend a lot of money pre-COVID. Keep in mind, not a lot of people are going to spend that type of money on players now because the market dropping.
So Carlos back, Brian gone.
Carlos back, and for all of you people giving Carlos Vela, everyone that has been giving Carlos hate. Yes, maybe he hasn't had the best season so far.
Yeah.
Look at his statistics: 5 goals, 5 assists
Say right into that
on an almost half-injured season. Are you crazy? You think he's going on vacation? You think he wants to just play like 30 minutes? No, if he could, he'd be out there playing 90 minutes. He can't. He's injured. So for you guys to think that he's slacking off because of an injury, you guys are deluded. I'm sorry. It's mind-blowing that you guys think that he doesn't want to be a part of the club. As of
Connor
right now,
masterclass. I'm loving it.
He's our captain.
Yep.
He loves this club.
Yep.
He's been with the club since day one. So for all the fans to think that, oh, he's just going to pack up and leave, whatever. It was one thing he said on one interview. Give me a break.
Well, it actually was taken out of context, but we can't.
There's
get too
also
much in
multiple interviews where he said things.
No, not
Look,
that many.
the man knows how to make money, so
All right.
he's not going to give up his leverage. JR, the DPs.
Here's something I didn't really think I would be saying at this point in the season. I think with Carlos, it's up to him whether he wants to come back or not. It's not up to the front office. I really think Carlos will go to the front office and say, look, I want to be back. We'll figure out a salary or not. I think it's up to Carlos.
Yep, that sounded like what he said in his last media availability before this game.
Which, if you're asking the front office, I think they would love to keep a guy like Carlos Vela. I don't think there are 5 more players that are talented than Carlos Vela in all of Major League Soccer.
So Carlos back, now
Brian Rodriguez, you mentioned he's been on the team for 2 seasons. I don't think he has been. I think when he came back from his loan and he bought into the style of play that we have been waiting for Brian Rodriguez to buy into. I know he hasn't put up the goals that we would have wanted to see, although he did score tonight. I really do think that this version of Brian, what we have seen the last 8-10 games,
Right.
this version of Brian, if we can get that version of Brian back, I think whoever
Big
we
if.
put alongside on the third DP,
Right.
if it's Chicho Arango, Chicho, Brian, and Vela,
Yep.
how many teams have
But
a better
Chicho
start?
doesn't need to be a DP. You don't
Right.
just make him
I
one.
mean, but they,
No,
they,
but
they,
I'm
were,
saying
they were
if
out
that's our
there
front line
today.
Let's
and it
go
wasn't
get
the
a
best.
DP maybe in the midfield. Shore things up there.
These are big ifs. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
Okay.
Carlos is going to come back.
Okay.
Brian Rodriguez will be back.
Yep.
Gone in the summer. We will not fill the Diego spot until both Brian and the summer open up because that's the best time to get DPs.
Sure.
That's what I think is going to
So
happen.
you think they'll both be back as well?
I think they're both back. You won't get a third. You won't get a third DP to start 2022.
Yeah.
Summer of 2022. Look for big changes at the DP spot. Before that, they'll look for big changes around the roster.
In all
That's what I
fairness,
feel.
we've never had 3 DPs if you really want to break it down. Maybe on our roster we have, but on
Fair.
the field, firing on
Fair.
all cylinders, we haven't. So
in
only
this
having
version
2,
of MLS, you need, let's say, at least 2.5 DPs.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
say to get us over the hump, we need to have 3 DPs firing on all cylinders.
Okay.
That's going to propel us to something. We've never had that. Andre Horta, garbage.
I don't even know if he plays soccer anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, that I don't know because I know he was on Braga.
I heard
His
he's a
brother got
fisherman
some
now.
burn.
His brother's pretty good.
His brother
brother's
turned down
pretty good.
Atlanta United,
You
supposedly.
got the wrong Horta. Okay.
That's probably what happened.
All right, guys.
we got the right Vela, though.
Yeah, we definitely got the right Vela. Guys, we've
Wait.
done a lot here.
So someone said, in quotes, they caught us napping Raheem Edwards on a pivotal game.
I'm not even going to touch that.
Nope.
All right,
Wait,
guys, here's
no.
the schedule for the
No, we didn't talk
we
about
have
the
to go.
biggest point.
No, we have
Bob
to go.
Bradley.
Important
Bob
thing.
Bradley.
Bob in or
We
Bob
didn't talk
out?
about. Here's our schedule.
Okay, here's
we'll
the schedule.
Be back.
Tuesday, Max and Vince podcast.
Oh, my
We'll
goodness.
wrap it up on the podcast. Friday's the big show. We'll be talking more about the comings and goings in the big show. All right, come back to us real quick. I will go along the line and I will humor the chat. You guys get a yes or no, or in or out.
In one
Bob,
more. In one
or
more.
out?
In one more season.
Yes. Okay.
Bob in.
Who the fuck's going to replace him? Bob in.
Yes.
Bob in. You want to say Bob out? Fine. But there are no suitable replacements. When Jose Mourinho is a suggestion, I don't fucking listen to that. Bob's staying
I
in.
thought we just got an in or out.
Yeah.
In, sorry.
I think
I
the
wanted to have a
consensus
time to like
is in.
lash out too. Shit.
Thank you, guys.
For me, Bob stays if he can come to an agreement.
Yeah.
There's no reason why he should go. Okay. So that's it. If they can find better players or better everything, that could happen. But
Tune into the podcast. Tune into the
tune
show.
into the podcast.
We'll
It's the
talk
off-
about it a little more.
It's officially the off season. Thank you for joining us, guys. It's been great to see you guys all season. We will definitely see you in 2022.
Thank you, 110 Football.
Goodbye.
I love you guys.